Hello everyone and welcome back to Bacon. Also welcome back to the Cinderella phenomenon. We're getting into chapter 7 now. When I returned to the Marchen later that night, my hands are scratched and I think I might have bruises on my arms. Klaude was not joking when he said he would not go easy on me. But he did compliment me more than once. Lucette, I've hit you quite a few times and you haven't uttered a single complaint. Impressive. Yeah, crying is for the weak. Though everyone should be sleeping, I noticed the light is still on at the tavern. I see Jurian and Garland up and at a table, speaking with each other and laughing. Aw, they're getting along and being all cutesy. If Klaude had come back with me, he would be happy to see this. You two are still up? They're not even surprised when they turn to face me. Good days like this are even better when stretched. I haven't been off duty in a long time. Did you both have a good time tonight? It was great. Garland knows these little places in town that I've never heard of before. I noticed that Jurian is more energetic than usual, her smile a little wider than normal. Aww. I wonder if she's drunk. I'm going to get another drink. Another drink. Garland leans in towards me, his voice hushed. We already bought a replacement bottle when we were out today. We would never take anything from the Marchen with that money. Right. Is Jurian drunk? Oh no, princess. Tipsy. It's like a buzz. Fades a lot quicker. Oh. Girl and I watch Jurian as she refills her glass at the bar. I have to thank you, princess. I would never have asked her out if you and Karma hadn't insisted on it. So you told her? Garland looks at me with a pleased smile. Oh, I'll take that as a yes. She didn't really realize until much later. I just asked her out for food and she thought that was all it was. Maybe Jurian really did need to be told bluntly. What happened? Well, I mean, if it were like a male friend of mine and they asked me out for food, I wouldn't think it was a date or anything either, so you'd have to tell me pretty bluntly too. I told her? Oh, little blushy boy. And? We talked and remembered old times. He sounds like an old man. And I held her hand. Oh! I noticed Garland flinch ever so slightly, but he is smiling. He looks pleased with himself. And the night's not over yet, so... Oh. He trails off with a hopeful smile before he raises his eyebrows at me. What about you and Karma? What about us? I've asked him to train me. Train? Princess, you've asked him to teach you how to use a sword? What's this? Our princess is going to pick up a sword? Jurian returns to the table, but I am too tired to properly join in the conversation. I should leave them to their conversation and head back to bed. I need to get some rest if I want to start practicing at night. I excuse myself to head upstairs. Ooh. I am startled awake by the excruciatingly bright light. It is momentary. When it is over, I am sitting in my bed, dazed and confused. My eyes burn. My hand flies to the pendant around my neck where I see the second glass slipper with another piece. Yeah. There's another piece. But when did I do another good deed? I grasp the necklace tightly in my hand as I make my way to the tavern. Everyone is doing their pre-morning chores when I get to the tavern area. I notice Karma glaring off into space and then not far from him the two knights. They haven't been up all night, have they? I make my way slowly over to them. Even back when you were like some kind of shadow. Even back then you were like some kind of shadow, weren't you? You don't have to hide it. It was obvious you were tailing me back then. It was only because I was worried about you. I realized. You really didn't have to follow me, Lan, but I'm glad you did. Lan? Jurian. Oh shush, Fritz used to call you that too. Lan is Garland's childhood nickname. He still gets embarrassed when I call him that. I see. So what are you two talking about? Oh, we were just reminiscing. I look at the two of them critically for a few moments, waiting for them to say something. They both exchange a glance before looking at me confused. Well? Well, what? How'd your date go last night? Garland makes a sound and turns beet red. Jurian's eyebrows quirk and she laughs. Oh, that. It went well. So well, in fact, that you can see that the two of us are still very much enjoying each other's company. Jurian is usually busy taking her rounds around the Marchen with a scowl on her face. She looks happier being here with Garland, more relaxed. You might even say that we're dating. Well, good for you. I'm glad. Isn't it funny how red he gets, princess? I love how she's teasing him. You were blushing just as much yesterday when I... One more word, Leanne, and I swear I'll punch you. Oh, they're so cute, I can't stop giggling. The two of them are both blushing now, and the scene is oddly comical. Who knew that the two great knights of the Order of Caldera could be so easily undone? Both of you are amusing to watch. The two of them stare at me, suddenly solemn-faced. I suddenly remember that one conversation the knights all had at the castle. They were talking about how they all had personal reasons for being knights, despite the fact that they all served the king. I had always thought that Jurian and Garland were stoic and honorable, that their only reason for becoming knights was a sense of justice. Seeing them here, though, without that stoic facade, they feel more like people. My curiosity is piqued. Do you mind if I ask what your reasons were for becoming knights? Oh, my father was a knight. He put his life on the line for this kingdom. Jurian's father was a living legend in his own right, and he had the medals to back it up. My father wasn't around a lot, but I always admired him. Judging by the look on Jurian's face, it is clear to me that she really loves her father. My mother died when I was young, and because my father couldn't be around all the time to take care of me, I ended up practically living with Lan and his family. Lan always got annoyed when I called him my brother. Now I know why. Jurian wanted to follow in her father's footsteps. Then why did you join the Knights, Garland? Because he wanted to watch over me. I never knew you blushed so easily, Garland. Oh, she's teasing him so bad. Garland seems to blush even harder at that, and Jurian's laughter becomes infectious. I feel amusement begin to bubble up as I watch the two of them. But a cold voice cuts through the laughter in the atmosphere like a hot blade through ice. Could you keep it down over there? I turn and see that Klaude's eyes, normally so warm, are cold. His usual smile is gone, replaced with a deep scowl. Oh, we're sorry. He's still glaring at the two of them. Oh, I can tell him about the necklace. Karma, I got another piece to my necklace, another good deed. Klaude turns his gaze to me, but the frown doesn't disappear. That's nice, darling. Boy? His voice is calm, but flat and lacks any enthusiasm. That felt lackluster and oddly disappointing. A good deed? Congratulations, princess. You're close to breaking your curse. What did you get the good deed for? I am not sure, actually. Maybe it was for helping Lan confess. I hear you and Karma went out of your way to help it make it happen. That happened yesterday, though. Maybe the magic was waiting to see what became of Garland and I. Klaude makes a dismissive hand gesture from his table, frowning. If you two insist on being so affectionate, you should get a room. Oh, he's jelly. He's jealous. Affectionate. Jurian's smile has faded away into a dangerous scowl. Where Garland looks confused, Jurian looks notably irritated. The shadow is still there on his face. Klaude does not look okay at all. Honestly, I think you should scold him. Okay, so there was a commenter. They've been very kind and they've been commenting on all of my videos. You know who you are. And they told me that when you're not certain, to go with what Lucette would do, which is kind of some of what I was kind of doing anyway. I was mostly going with what I wanted to go with, and then considering Lucette after that if it turned out to be like one I was having difficulties with or wasn't sure about, which is the same thing, so why did I say that? Anyway, my point was just that in this case, I wouldn't do either of these things. You know, I'd just be kind of like, okay, maybe he needs some space because I'm not very good at social interactions, but in her case, I think she would probably scold him. She's not really the comforting type yet. I don't think she even knows how to do that yet. It doesn't matter if something's bothering him. It doesn't like him to be so rude. Irritation is no excuse for rudeness. Yeah, that sounds more like her. Fine, I apologize. Happy? He looks at me for a few moments, his expression twisted into a defiant scowl, but it doesn't hold long. Moments later, his expression softens and he looks away, almost in shame. I'm sorry. This apology sounds real. But still, why do we feel so disappointed? Yeah, pointed. Silence descends for a few moments before Klaude abruptly stands up from his table. Excuse me. Klaude turns briskly and heads upstairs, leaving me with the two knights. I wonder what's wrong with him. You think we've been running him too thin because of practice? I do not think it's you two. I get the feeling that Klaude holds himself back from saying what he means sometimes. Sometimes he acts strange, distant. And recently he is getting more and more moody. You jelly boy. Princess? I look over at Anise, who is smiling apologetically. Sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Broom is getting kind of restless. Time to sweep, I suppose. Well, maybe cleaning will help me get my mind off of things. The rest of the day goes by slowly. I'm stuck cleaning most of the day and then serving later. At one point, I speak with Delora about the knights that had attempted to kidnap me, and she tells me that she and Parfait are meeting later to discuss their suspicions. I still do not understand what their suspicions are, when Sir Alcaster could not possibly know who I am. My hands are sore by the end of the night, but I still feel like I can practice with the sword. I notice that both Jurian and Garland look restless too. Wow, she's actually a really hard worker, especially considering that she's never really done a whole lot of this to begin with, and that she's been doing it more and more often now. I kind of feel like that she's definitely improved as a worker, but like she's very determined. And that has nothing to do with what I think that was just part of her personality to begin with, is that she's a very determined young lady. Garland eventually leaves for patrol, while Jurian remains at a table, looking deep in thought. I do not want to bother her, so I decide to try and find Klaude. I go to his room, but find that the door is locked. Karma, are we training tonight? No answer. My heart sinks. Is he not speaking to me? Did I do something wrong? For days, Klaude stayed in his room, only leaving me he had to be on patrol. A few times I saw Parfait go into his room, but she refuses to talk about what is bothering him. I feel so useless. When Klaude did appear in the tavern or out in the town, he still had that terrible grimace on his face. Aww. Look, I really don't want to talk right now. If you're so frustrated with me, why not just ignore me? No, I'm not going to train tonight. I'm not in the right state of mind. I don't want to talk about it. Just leave me alone. Please. Someone's letting his jealousy take things too far, because I'm pretty sure that it was very strongly indicated he is a jelly boy. But this is kind of taking it a little bit far. I am really beginning to worry about him. I mean, to continue to be annoyed about all of that for days, and you were part of the reason why they got together. You should be happy that they're together, and I don't understand why he's being so mean, to be honest. Or just, I don't know, maybe something happened in the background that we haven't learned about yet. Today I am in town running errands with Waltz for Parfait. It has been almost a week since Klaude started acting so strangely, so I thought I needed to do something for him. I know he likes dresses, and he told me once that he likes roses, but can I really find something that will cheer him up? Perhaps he would like some jewelry. Waltz, do you remember what that jewelry store Karma likes is? I don't go there very often, so unfortunately no. Princess, is this a good deed? What you're doing right now, did you think it would be a good deed? Good deeds need to be selfless, right? Generally, yes. I doubt this will count as selfless. I'm doing this to cheer Karma up. That sounds pretty selfless. But it's also so that he goes back to teaching me how to fight instead of sulking in his room. Oh. Heard that Karma has been teaching you how to use a sword. Why do you want to learn how to fight? Because I want to be able to protect myself, and it's not like I can use magic. At least sword fighting gives me an advantage. I'm sorry, Princess. I wish I could teach you magic, but it doesn't work when you're under a curse. But on your 18th birthday, when you become the Tin of Brown Bearer, you'll be able to use magic. I'll instruct you if you want me to. That would be nice. Okay, I mentioned this in a comment already in one of the other videos. The number 7 or 8. And I just have to say, Waltz was revealed to also be a witch, just like Delora. Also revealed to be like a servant under the evil witch, her mother, just like Delora. Was also cursed by the evil witch, unlike Delora. So he went through all the same horrific things as Delora did, and then some. And he's still perfectly nice to Lucette. He's still trying to make friends with her. Delora doesn't have an excuse, and as far as I'm concerned, Waltz actually has made a lot more progress with her than Delora has. So maybe she should take a note out of Waltz's book, because Waltz is actually being a decent freaking person and doing better. Versus with Lucette, who doesn't trust Delora, doesn't trust Parfait because of the crap that they've done to her in the past so far. I mean, she has no reason to trust them. Though that does not solve my current problem. What would cheer Klaude up? Walt starts chuckling beside me, and I turn to look at him confused. Karma is important to you, isn't he? He's my partner, and he's helped me. He has also been patient with me and smiled even when I've said some really inconsiderate things to him. I'm glad, Princess, that he's your friend. My friend. Klaude does not feel like a friend. He feels like something else. Oh, Princess, is this the one you were searching for? Waltz points to a peddler sporting different kinds of jewelry, and I instantly make my way toward it. There are all kinds of glittering things displayed, and for a few moments I feel myself drawn to everything. Then I notice the price tags. Barely have any money left from when the king gave me that pouch. I cannot afford any of this. Maybe we should do our errands first and then look for a gift. Maybe we'll find something as we look through the stores. If I don't get Claude's gift today, I may not be able to give it to him tonight. Princess? Okay, saving again. Alright, so look for Karma's gift first. Let's run the errands first. The responsible thing would be to run errands first. And me personally, I would want to look around at other stuff because I might be able to find something cheaper that's also kind of nice within my price range. Let's look for Karma's gift first. But I'm not sure which one she would prefer in this case, because on this hand, that's going to get her thing done now. And that seems like something she would really do. But then if you run the errands, that's the responsible thing to do first. I'm not sure which one she would pick, to be honest. Like, this is the one I would pick, though, so I'm gonna go with that one. Waltz is a good point. We might find something while we do the errands, and then we can get them out of the way. Besides, it's not right for me to put Klaude above everyone else. Oh, yeah! We spend a few hours gathering the supplies needed for the tavern. Only then do we start looking again for Claude's gift. Princess, I can hold more of those bags for you. It's fine. I'm used to carrying lots of bags. Does Karma make you carry them around? Princess, you should really tell him off. He does a lot of other things for me, but next time. Next time I think I will. As long as he gets out of his room sometime soon. I really hope he does. Hey, Princess. But now the problem is finding something that he'll like. What does Klaude like? Princess! There's no reason for you to shout. Walt shakes his head at me, but he's smiling. Let me offer you a deal. A deal? If you help me set up for one of my puppet shows, I'll pay you. You earn money from your puppet shows? I get tipped. So what do you say? I won't go easy on you, though. Yes, I'll help you. Why do you seem so surprised? I was just thinking that everyone is right. You've really changed, Princess. Maybe having Karma as a partner really was a good idea. Being partners with Klaude may have changed me for the better, but I doubt I have done the same for him. I'm sure Karma would be very happy that you were buying him a gift. Receiving gifts from admirers isn't the same thing as you getting him something. He receives gifts from admirers? For a few moments, I think about the woman who chased us in town a few weeks ago, and I feel a little unpleasant stab in my heart. Small things. A man will treat him to a dessert every so often. I saw a lot of it happen when we did errands together. I always make Karma accept those gifts without killing the man. Killing the man. It's dramatic, but sounds like Karma. He punched Rumpel when he asked him to marry him, joke or not. Karma wears his disguise to be convincing, but then gets angry when people fall for it. He is still very much a child. You know how he is. He doesn't like being flirted with. Waltz, do you know anything else about Karma's curse? His curse? He never really talks about it. Klaude may be even more stubborn than me if he is not letting anyone help him with this curse. Waltz and I continue our search for a gift. Waltz tells me that I can look for something a bit more expensive and that he'll just put me to work on another day by helping him with his puppets. I return to the jewelry peddler we found earlier. Hello, Madam Sir. What can I help you with today? Do you have any sort of rose-shaped jewelry? The man refers me to a box full of many different rose-shaped earrings. He then shows me necklaces, and I realize belatedly that it is as if I am searching for something for Miss Karma, not Klaude. My eyes scan the glass, nearly in defeat, before a little rose catches my attention at the back of the display window. It has a chain connected to it, but doesn't seem long enough to be a necklace. What's that one? That's our simple rose pendant, madame. It comes with a chain, but it can also be pinned on the chest. The man takes it out of the display's case so I can take a look at it. Rose theme again. This is fancy, but not completely flashy. I feel a little click as I press my fingers to the pendant, and I realize that it can also open. Oh yes, you can also put something small inside of it. This is perfect. I look at the price tag, and after making sure that it is not too expensive, I pay the shopkeeper. Waltz pays him the additional fee, and then we walk back towards the marchand together. When we return to the marchand, I go to my room to tuck the locket into a drawer before I head to the tavern to finish the rest of my chores. Just as I expected, Klaude is not downstairs today either. Jurian and Garland have taken to training with each other, though they seem agitated that Klaude is not helping them. At the end of the day, I hurry to my room, where I write a few words on a piece of paper that I put into the locket. A normal rose would have withered, so I offered this one instead in heartfelt thanks. I hold the locket tightly in my hand and start towards Klaude's room. Why is my heart beating so fast? I'm just giving him a gift. Aww. It's because you don't want him to be rejecting your gift and junk, and you're scared that he might. I imagine. I pause at Klaude's door, remembering the last time I entered his room. I'm sure if it's okay if I just go in. Girl! It is not okay for you to just go in. That's an invasion of privacy. And last time, yeah, it turned out to be okay, because he wasn't mad about it. But you made it clear you probably shouldn't do that. And he's also been in a bad mood lately. You know, I usually think that you're actually kind of smart sometimes, but then there are moments like this that it's the big dumb. It is the very big dumb. I open the door to Klaude's room, which is thankfully not locked, and step inside. Klaude is sitting motionless in front of his mirror, shoulders slumped as he stares at his reflection. He's shirtless, and there's that tattoo. It seems different? Klaude does not notice me at first. I notice that his hand goes to the tattoo over his chest, and then I hear him heave a heavy sigh. Slowly, I close the door behind me. It clicks, and that is when he suddenly turns to look at me. At first, there is just shock on his face, and then suddenly, anger. Again, why do you do this again, Lucette? Why isn't it showing his face? I guess it's just because he's supposed to remain shirtless this time versus the artwork or whatever. I'm really not sure which one to pick. Goodness. Thank goodness we saved, because I'm really not sure. And they both technically are supposed to result in the same thing. I came to give you something. I came to speak with you. I did save, right? I'm gonna double check that I saved. Okay, yeah, I did. Just double checking. It's never too bad to be safe. Let's try this one. I came to give him something, but I also want to speak with him. I haven't seen Klaude in a while. Why? Because you've been doing everything by yourself lately? You came to complain? No, I wanted to check on you. He was right! Princess, can you not read the mood? You could have at the very least knocked. Oh, hello? Hi, how you doing? Hello? In no time at all, Klaude is suddenly right in front of me, his hands outstretched on either side of me, pinning me to the wall against the door. His face is so close, his expression so fierce, that I cannot even bring myself to think of a way out. I wouldn't think of a way out either, so I don't blame you. The only thing I can do is stare at him levelly. Without getting angry. Without crying. I will not show any weakness. Why? Why aren't you struggling or screaming at me? That's what the Lucette that I know would do. Then you do not know me as much as you think you do. And you know nothing about me. I already have a retort prepared when I stop, realizing that he is right. I barely know anything about him. No, I don't, but I'd like to. Why do you insist on poking your nose into others' business? We're partners. That's the only reason. It has to be. Oh, really? The only reason, dear. Sure it is. I am supposed to help you, so why do you keep secrets from me? Help me? His lips quirk, but his smile is sardonic. Klaude, I want to help you. In the silence that descends between us, I find that I cannot help but look at Claude's tattoo, at the thorns twirling around the rose. It is beautiful, but it also seems so lethal. When I glance at Klaude again, he looks crestfallen, his eyes glitter like he might be on the verge of tears. Aww. Secrets are secrets for a reason, Princess. You should know that. If I could speak about them, I would, but I can't. And you bursting into my room without any notice only makes it harder. Aw. Harder for what? Uh-oh. Princess, you can't imagine what this song feels like. What is he talking about? And that woman, I thought we were meant to be. Hello? She was so lovely, her smile as bright as the sun. Claude's eyes are far away. That's why, never again. But then you ruined everything, Lisette. You cut me down like... Oh dear. I am at a place where I don't know how to feel. I push my hands against Claude's chest, catching him off guard and forcing him to stumble back. I cannot take any more of this. If I've ruined everything, then I'll just leave. You can have all of the time in the world to yourself then. The locket I'd bought for him burns in my hand and I end up throwing it at his feet. Lucette, wait. I ignore him as I run from the room. When I return to my room and lock the door, I feel too hollow inside for tears. It hurts to breathe when I think of Klaude. I eventually manage to fall asleep, but only have snatches of restless dreams when my eyes finally close. Oop. Mother, are you and Father in true love, like the fairy tales? I thought I forbid you to speak of fairy tales. Have you been reading them? No, Mother. I overheard someone in the palace talking about them today. Then I shall have to find that person and make sure they know what an inappropriate topic of conversation in the palace. What an appropriate topic of conversation in the palace is. But Mother, the true love in fairy tales sounds so nice. Do you think I can fall in true love with the prince? Dearest one, true love like that does not exist. But the love between a mother and her child is the truest kind. It cannot be replicated by anything else. Oh boy. All other kinds of love is an illusion. My love is all you will ever need. Oh boy. Oh, okay. Do you understand me, my heart? Yes, Mother. Ugh. That wasn't the slightest bit creepy. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and end things here for now. We're going into chapter 8. I wonder how much more we have left in this. Some of the other dating games that I've played before would go up to only like chapter 10. So I'm wondering if it's going to only go up to chapter 10, but then it also seems like there's a lot of story missing, so we'll have to see. Either way, that was a kind of a short chapter because we went all the way through, and usually there's like a little intervention in the middle, in whatever you want to call it. Intervention. It's not an intervention, it's a interlude. That's the word I'm looking for. Interlude. Okay. Normally there's a little interlude, you know, you would see Karma's face like we've been seeing, and that would indicate the middle of the chapter. Instead, it just went through the chapter, and it looks like the chapter was kind of short. So I guess we'll see. Thank you guys for joining me. I am Bacon. If you like the video, feel free to like the video. If you like me, feel free to share, comment, subscribe, all that lovely stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!